Hello and welcome back to the workshop, where today we've been joined by Cavalex Models and the final production samples of its new 00 gauge Class 56. And Alex, I think you're rather proud of where you got to so far.
Oh, it's incredible. I have to say a lot of time and effort has gone into it. A lot of passion, as I'm sure you've seen. And now to have the production models here and the rest of them on a ship not far away is incredible.
Yeah, 'cause as we sit here today, they are literally now days away from the docks, aren't they?
Yes.
So yeah. By late January, they should actually be with retailers.
Yes, that's very subject to obviously the time taken for the ship to dock and the container to get off and clear customs, but we hope at the end of January that all our retailers will have their orders.
Yeah, and if it's not by then, it'll certainly be by early February, won't it? So,
yes,
so very, very close to arriving.
They
now, you were talking to us earlier about actually there's actually still further revisions to the 56 for this final production model as well versus what we had before. So can you talk us through what the differences are?
Yeah, so the main difference is the etched grille mesh on the Doncaster style, the later design. The factory have enhanced the mesh so it's much finer, which as I'm sure you saw earlier, you can see the difference between 081, which has the new mesh which are on all the production models, versus the pre-production model of 093. You can see the bracing behind the mesh on the main grille, and then when you look down through the roof fan grille, you can see the roof fans much better.
Yeah, it's actually quite a significant difference actually, particularly the overhead view where you can now see straight through to the roof fans.
I mean, Cav and I were never quite happy with it, to be honest with you. I mean, the Romanian square mesh, it is great because you can see everything a lot better, but we weren't quite happy with that, and luckily the factory have managed to enhance that, and it looks phenomenal. I mean, especially 120 with the enlarged logo with the crew grey mainframe painted, and the grey bracing behind that really shows it off really well.
Yeah. Now, one of the things you mentioned there is about the Doncaster, the crew and Romanian ones as well. Now, there are significant differences, aren't there? Have you catered for all those in the tooling?
Yes, we have. So you can see 008 there, which is as built with the Romanian style cab, the full cowling, the OLEO round buffers, the rubber seal quarter light and front windows, and then so that's 1 to 30. Then 31 and 32 are a bit oddball because they had the metal quarter light instead of the rubber seal, but then they still had the full cowling on the buffer beam, whereas from 31, 30, 33 to 55 then didn't have the full cowling, and then they had the oval buffers and then the metal quarter light, and then obviously from 56 onwards it's the Doncaster style completely different cab. Yeah.
And you've also tooled for the later modifications, like for example on 5601 we've got here on the layout, you've got the later style grills on
yes,
there as well.
the modified load haul grills, which load haul, the Shadow Freight Company, brought in to help with the operational and reliability of the locos. Yeah.
So it really is a comprehensive tooling suite. And one of the things that instantly caught my eye about these when we first took them out of the box today actually was the detail of the bogies as well.
Yes.
So you clearly invested plenty of time in getting those.
Yeah, I mean, the 56 is one of those locos that it's a heavy freight loco, and the bogies, they are a big feature of the loco, and so we needed to incorporate all the detail on there to replicate it, and recreate the authentic model that we were trying to achieve. Yeah.
And there's a whole range of liveries coming as well. You're pretty much doing a 56 for every day from their first air traffic in 76 right through to the present day.
Yeah, that's right, because 008 is in its as delivered state all the way through to 091, 049, and then the GBRF pair of 081 and 098.
So what about the internal setup? What's inside the Class 56?
So internally it's 21 pin decoder. It's got a 5-pole double flywheel or twin flywheel motor, driving 4 out of the 6 axles, but it's all-wheel pickups, all 6 wheels I've got pickup, and then we've got a floating centre axle, because we thought it was very important for the road handling for any uneven track, because otherwise it will pivot on that centre axle. So we decided that we would go for that floating centre axle, because the road handling is more important to us. And the motor is, as you've seen, you know, very powerful. It hasn't struggled at all with the 36 HAA is prototypical for a working of a 56, and it's slow, it's smooth, even at very slow speed, pulling the weight of the 36 wagons. It handles it with, you know, no problem at all.
Yeah. And you've also designed drop-in wheel sets for these as well, to allow people to re-gauge them for fine scales.
Yes, we have. Yeah, so we have both EM and P4 drop-in replacement wheel sets, which are very easy to fit. We have got a video on YouTube for people that are interested to see, you know, how easily it can be done, because we wanted to cater for those that model fine scale EM and P4 to make it easy for them to re-wheel them.
Super. And then obviously there's the sound profile as well. We can't not talk about the fantastic sounds that now come out of these models as well. So we had a demonstration last time you came with us to show where you got to at that point, but it's been revised again since then.
Yes, yes, it has. So the final sound file is just phenomenal. We're really chuffed with it. When we've taken it out on layouts, people have been very, very impressed with it. As I think we mentioned last time we were here, we've captured the main characteristics of the loco, the scream of the turbo, the thudding of the engine, the bogie rattle, the flange squeal. It's all there.
And it's also nice and easy to fit as well. If you haven't bought a DCC sound fitted one from the shops, there is actually a little removable panel on top of the roof where you just pop it off for access to the decoder socket inside.
Yes, and the new speaker that has been developed with ESU, that's just plug in and play. So you can just plug it in, plug the sound chip in, and then away you go. So if you haven't got a sound fitted example, it's very easy to upgrade it.
And this is the new ESU passive speaker design, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Recently, yes. This must be one of the first UK models with as well.
As far as we know, this is the first UK model to have it. And as you've heard from the sound, it is just incredible. It really is. Yeah.
So you've obviously invested, like I said, a lot of time in creating these Class 56s. Have you got a favourite part of the process, or a favourite part of the model, or a favourite livery?
Oh, now that's a difficult one. I think, as I said to you and Mark earlier, I think that the thing for me that really makes it is it just captures the real thing in model form. You look at the Doncaster cab or the Romanian cab, and it is just like looking at the real thing. It's just phenomenal. I love it.
Yeah. And that's what you set out to do at the start of this, wasn't it? Yes. Detail was top of the list for these, to make them as detailed as you physically could in 4mm scale. Yeah,
I mean, there have to be compromises because it has to be made under factory conditions. And I have to say, you know, the factory have done an amazing job. You just have to look at the glazing, as you said earlier, the bogie detail, everything is just, you know, spot on, and we're really pleased with it.
So when can we expect these to be in the shops, and what's the price point for the two types?
Well, we're hoping that by the end of January they will have received the models, they'll have cleared customs, we'll have just done our bit, delivered them to the retailers, so they'll be available for customers to then order, or those that have ordered, they'll start dispatching the orders. The price for the DCC ready version 18995, and the DCC sound is 28995.
Super, and you've had plenty of support as well through developing these, haven't you?
Yes, we have. It would be great if we could take this opportunity to thank everyone that's helped us behind the scenes with the project. We're very grateful, and for everyone that's supported the project so far, because without that support we wouldn't be producing these lovely models.
You'll be able to read much more about the new Cavalex Models Class 56 in the next edition of Hornby magazine. That's our issue that's on sale from February the 1st, 2024. We'll have a full review on these locos, and we'll have another follow-up video showing our thoughts on them as well, here for you to watch as well. Thank you very much for joining us today. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we look forward to seeing you next time.